I wanted to quickly share with you my wall of inspiration. Now, obviously, I have many walls of inspiration, and this is one of them. It's a painting by a friend of mine. Ooh, yes, honey, everything is hanging out of the closet here. This is another wall of inspiration. This also, I know the artist in Dogon country in Bankas, and then I had them framed. Another wall of inspiration, my partner painted for several of our walls in the house, like this. Another wall of inspiration. This is a katak costume from a friend of mine. His name shall not be enunciated here. Also, pictures of friends. But the wall of inspiration that I wanted to talk to you about today is, sorry, we got interrupted by telemarketing. Another wall of inspiration, but the one I wanted to talk to you about today is this one. This is a wall of inspiration, actually a door of inspiration. It's the door, my bathroom door. And they're postcard-sized pictures of people. Some of you may be able to identify them already, even at this distance. That is, of course, Billie Holiday, blues singer. You could call her blues jazz, but originator. And you can just almost hear her, you know, strange fruit. Since I said strange fruit, may as well go and say this. Nina Simone. Also, you could call her a blues jazz singer, but these women are really enchantresses, people who tell you wisdom in tones and hues and colors that you didn't even know you was ready to hear. They may as well go on and mention then Bell Hooks, Bell Hooks is interesting because she gave me the idea for my PhD. She was speaking at the American Architectural Society in Louisville, Kentucky. One year, it was about 7 or 8 years ago, and just by chance I bumped into her that morning at a brunch, and I came to know about the speech that she was giving. And in that speech she talked about spaces, and she talked about the gendered nature of the corner and the porch as a feminine space, and then how that sort of changed when genders were mixed in those spaces. So I started to ask her about safe spaces, and she suggested that, you know, that would be a topic for PhD thesis, you know, around gender and sexuality. And so that's what I did. And lo and behold, 7 years later, here I am. So this is really, truly a wall of inspiration for me. This is Josephine Baker. Now, why Josephine Baker is here, and also Primus. Primus brought, and so you see 3 dancers already. I'm a dancer, obviously, and I see myself, in a sense, more like Bill T. Jones, the way that he narrates, the way that he does what Nina Simone does with his body. The storytelling that she does, he does with his body, and that's why I like her. And the stories that they tell, her agility, her boldness, her innovation. She, in a sense, brought funga. You could even say she brought funga to America. She brought, you know, traditional West African dance to the New World. And not the New World, to the North America, because we were all backwards. And Josephine Baker, in a sense, made herself the exotic other. Knew what she was doing. I mean, she's a character that I find very complicated and interesting to me, because I'm also a person about the world. And of course, George Benson, he is what I hope I sound like when I sing. So like I said, this is a wall of inspiration. You know, not that I want to do what they do, but I'm very much inspired. I want to write, you know, and appeal to people's hearts the way that she does. I want to entertain and woo people as they see and hear what I'm saying. I want people to stop and stand, you know, sometime, or sink into their seats on that last eerie, you know, that last eerie note. I want people to want to get up and dance, but also sit down and see dance, see that fine line between dance as participation, dance as performance. You know, he really, you know, he disturbs in what theater would call the fourth wall very easily, very often, through his dance. That he disrupts that stage between, that barrier between the audience and the performer. And so you feel as if you're a part of what's going on, but then you're also aware that you are watching a rendition of something, and which in effect is probably why many of us find her so interesting, even in her tragedy, even if that heifer playing her in the movie had to hold a knife to Billy D. She shouldn't even did that, Diana Ross. But anyway, but playing her, see, you can't even play her and not be tragic. But maybe we find her so tragic because it's one of those, it's the Michael Jackson story. It's, we want you, we suck you dry. We want all the stories you have to tell about how ugly humanity is. And yet you can overcome this. You can come to, look at the concept of Strange Fruit itself. The collaboration with the Jewish artist to tell this very classic, iconic story about America. And that's all Michael Jackson did, was collaborate with people and say, you see my wall of inspiration. I could just go on and on and on and on and on about it. But this is a wall that makes these people are serious and fierce and disciplined in all what they do. And it makes me want to be serious and fierce and disciplined in all that I do. And love it, enjoy, look at them. She's smiling. She's loving what she's doing, She's fierce. Look at him. Look at the pure joy on his face. Now, I know maybe he's posing. I have no idea the circumstances of this photo. But a young George Benson just loving that ebony and ivory. You can hear Nina Simone now. Hey, got the piano on? And Primus, look at them. Look at what they're doing. They're loving what they're doing. And of all that you do in your life, love what you do. And do you.